Today finds you well. I want to talk to you just for a few minutes about words today. In Proverbs chapter 12 and 18, it says, "The words of the reckless pierce like swords, but the tongue of the wise brings healing." It is amazing the power of our words, because words can hurt very deeply, or words can bring healing. In Proverbs chapter 15, verses 23, it says, "A man hath joy by the answer of his mouth, and a word spoken in due season, how good is it?" A man hath joy by the answer of his mouth. You know, a person might not have money and they may not have popularity and they can be facing the worst disaster that this world has ever faced. But what comes out of their mouth can bring them joy. The quality of our life depends on what comes out of our mouth. The verse we just said or read says, "In a word spoken in due season, how good is it?" We are living in a time that is precarious, to say the least. People all over the world are very scared, from the largest and richest cities in the world to the most humble and poorest dwellings. We're all facing the same thing. People are scared at something that they cannot see. They're scared of each other because the thing that they can't see might be on that other person. So families are avoiding one another during this time, which is hard on all of us. And we can't visit our friends and we can't visit our neighbors. And every time you're in the presence of someone else, you wonder, could they have it? And are they going to give it to me? And am I touching something that they touched? The air that I'm breathing, did they breathe that air? As social beings, this time is completely unnerving. I want to tell you a story about Winston Churchill, the Prime Minister of England. He kept his nation and his allies in hope during the darkest hours of the Second World War. He said, "We shall defend our island whatever the cost may be. We shall fight on the beaches. We shall fight on the landing grounds, and we shall fight in the fields and in the streets. We shall fight in the hills, and we shall never surrender." He was an old man and frail, and this was his Second World War, and he couldn't fight next to the men in the trenches, but he said, "You know what? I have something that I can give them. I can give them my words." And his words said, "Never surrender." And his word says, "We will fight this thing together." And his words proclaimed unity and strength in a time when the natural eye only saw devastation, destruction, and death. Mr. Churchill said this, "It is no use saying we are doing our best. We have got to succeed in doing what is necessary." When the nation thought it had tried hard enough and done its best without success, he pressed them a little further with his words. He said, "You have got to succeed in doing what is necessary." To a nation that was exhausted and almost annihilated physically and mentally, a people that felt like they had no energy left to fight, he said, "I have nothing to offer you but blood, toil, tears, and sweat." With these famous words, he let every person in England know that he loved them, he cared for them, he would toil, bleed, and die alongside of them if it came down to it. Did he have to do that? No, because his words brought an almost defeated Europe hope. His words brought defiance to its invader. His words said, "Enemy, you will not destroy us. You may invade us, and you may drop bombs on us, and you may kill some of us, but you will never defeat us." To all of those working day and night in the hospitals and front lines of the war that we're fighting against this coronavirus, I repeat Mr. Churchill's words today. Never in the field of human conflict was so much owed by so many to so few. We owe more than a thank you to the doctors and the nurses and the healthcare workers who every day are risking their lives and the lives of their family. Thank you to the people in this world who don't run from a fight, but they run into it. To every doctor and nurse and healthcare worker, we say thank you for your service and thank you for your sacrifice and thank you for doing what millions of others would never do. You are brave. You are appreciated. And I want you to know today that you are loved. So we are sending you words that give you life and sending you words of encouragement and sending you energy to continue when the fight seems hard to fight on. Proverbs chapter 18 and 21 says that there is death in life in the power of the tongue. This is a time that our words have the potential to divide, but it also has our words have the potential to unite. I want to know today, will you say words that wound? Will you say words that divide? And will you say words that keep us from doing what we must do? Words that slow the process of healing that our world needs today? Or will you say words that heal? And will you say words that will join us together? And will you say words that cause us to work together to defeat a common enemy? Words that speed the recovery of the world that is so devastated right now. Psalms chapter 19, verse 14 says, "Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight, O Lord, for you're my strength and you are my Redeemer." This is a time when every Christian should be asking themselves, are my words healing or are they hurting? Regardless of my political affiliation and regardless of my denomination and regardless of the differences between myself and others, are my words acceptable to Christ? Do my words today bring life? Do my words bring hope? Do they bring encouragement when others need to hear a good word? What we say to one another right now will be the thing that gets us through this time. Daniel 2:21 says, "And he changeth the times and the seasons. He removeth kings and setteth up kings. And he giveth wisdom unto the wise and knowledge to them that know understanding." This is a day that we need to be praying for our president, and we need to be praying for our governors, and we need to be praying for the leaders of our country and our communities. They need to hear from God, and they need a word from God. The verse we just read said, "He giveth wisdom unto the wise." We need the Holy Spirit of God to speak into the minds and hearts of our president, and especially the scientists and researchers who are working so hard to find the cure that we all need. If a cure is going to come, it is going to come because he giveth knowledge to them that know understanding. So your words today will either hold those people up or they will tear them down. Your prayers today will bring them closer to the miracle that we all need, or it'll separate us further apart. So I encourage you, just say the word and speak encouragement. And just say the word and speak peace. And just say the word and speak hope and life. And just say the word and speak prayers. There are too many people suffering right now in the country for some of us to tear others down with our words. The least we can say is thank you. Just say the word. Just say the word that'll turn a frown into a smile. And just say the word that'll offer hope instead of gloom. And just say the word that'll bring a miracle into someone's life. When you think that all is lost, just say the word that lets them know they're going to make it. And when you think you can't make it anymore, or they can't make it anymore, and you can just say the word that tells them they can. You see, Jesus was asked, just say the word from where you are, and my servant will be healed. So I close with this today. Who can you heal from where you are right now? And who can you encourage from where you are right now? And who can you pray for from where you are right now? And who, I ask you, can you speak life into this week from where you are right now? May God bless you today. We certainly miss you. We miss gathering together and being together. And we hope that as we speak words of encouragement, this pandemic will end as quickly as it started. God bless you today.